Now to a KC24 special report tonight. One of the most hotly debated and controversial ballot measures, Prop 6. It was voted down in November, and in doing so, it gave the green light for the gas tax to stay.
It protects billions of dollars in funding for road maintenance and other projects. But as our Alex Zombalakian discovered, it could put the state's most valuable resource in jeopardy.
Well, the wheels are in motion to fix California roads, highways, and bridges. Caltrans is expected to collect more than $4 billion by this June over the last year just from the gas tax. Now, here's a look at how our gas tax dollars are being used in the Central Valley. Roughly $147 million has been set aside for Fresno, Madera, Tulare, Kings, and Kern counties. And we're all feeling the pinch at the pump from this new gas tax bill. But the backbone of the Central Valley, our farmers, are feeling it even more. Two prominent Valley farmers telling me the gas tax is the beginning of the end for the Valley's most precious commodity.
As I look over the horizon, I don't see business conditions for people who produce in the state of California to get better. And that's a tragic thing.
Paul Betancourt has been farming in Kerman for nearly 4 decades, from wheat to cotton to almonds. But as of this week, Betancourt is finalizing a deal to sell off 700 acres of his wheat and cotton farm, saying the gas tax bill was the final straw.
When it did get to the ballot initiative, yes meant no and no meant yes. You know, that kind of foolishness is just petty politics. But that boat sailed, and I'm saddled with these kind of costs.
Betancourt tells me he would celebrate with his employees, who have become just like family, when they were able to make $40,000 off a $1 million operation year in and year out. He says the extra 19-cent tax per gallon for diesel to transport his product is a backbreaker, saying he's out another $3,000 to $5,000 a year from the gas tax.
This is a cost that farmers have to absorb that the marketplace does not reward them for.
Betancourt will keep his almond crop of 25 acres, but he believes tens of thousands of Valley farmers are having the same conversation at the dinner table, whether or not to sell off their land and leave the state.
I'm seriously considering selling out and moving to Tennessee.
Keith Nillmeyer is a fourth-generation farmer. His family started farming in the Valley in the 1890s. Nillmeyer has grown his 240 acres of citrus, grapes, and peaches into a $10 million a year operation alongside his trucking company. He says he's lucky to rake in $150,000 a year, also telling me he made more money back in 1973 than he does today.
And there's a lot of peaches in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and all of that. You know, there's a big draw. A lot of these states are out here advertising to take us away to back there. When's California going to wake up?
The United States, I think, does not understand that agriculture is and should be a national security interest.
Assemblyman Jim Patterson says the gas tax bill will squash the dreams for the next generation of farmers. He believes the state is losing its culture of agriculture, meaning the pride of ownership.
I hope that people will come to their senses, realize that we've got to undo some of these kinds of things in order just to have the kind of California that was an opportunity state where you could have big dreams and the state would be your partner in it. Today, the state of California is really the wet blanket on top of people's dreams.
Ryan Jacobson with the Fresno County Farm Bureau says the gas tax not only may cripple some farmers, but the extra costs could trickle down to me and you at the grocery store.
Whether it's the transportation, trucking companies that are in between the part of the farm and the retailer puts on an additional cost, and that usually is passed on to the ultimately to the consumer.
Farmers like Betancourt and Nillmeyer says fixing our roads is something we all want to see, but ultimately they say the gas tax is driving the farming community into the ground.
We make this productive like nobody else in the world, and it's at risk of all going away because of some misguided choices by folks.
Now, we did reach out to 3 Democrats for their point of view on this special report. Congressman Cox, Assemblyman Arambula did not want to comment. Congressman Costa said he could not find the time in his schedule. Meanwhile, Caltrans is not wasting any time putting the gas tax money to work, already completing 13 of the 18 construction projects throughout the Central Valley. In studio, Alex Zombalakian, KC24 Local News that Matters.